Welcome back to Hawboro and Triad Stage's social distancing radio theater production of Edward II. It is still March 22nd, and we are in the library of Asterdale. No time has elapsed. As Lucy prepares to tell Reverend Cantor a closely guarded secret, the hallway door suddenly opens, and young Eleanor Blessing appears.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have a guest.
You must always knock at a closed door, Ellie.
Sorry, I was excited.
Very well. But always remember, doors are closed for a reason.
Yes, ma'am. May I introduce him?
Go ahead.
It's a high dignitary come to pay a call. May I present Sheriff Ralph Lynx?
Good morning, Sheriff. Come on in.
Howdy, everybody. Reverend Cantor, Mrs. Blessing.
Hello, Ralph. You run along, Ellie. We'll leave soon.
Can't I stay?
This is adult talk, Ellie.
I like Sheriff Lynx. He gave me a stick of gum.
Well, go chew in your room, honey. I'll come get you soon.
Aww.
She's grown up. How long's it been since they were home?
Isabella and Eleanor came back for Virginia's funeral.
2 years ago.
2 years for a 10-year-old is an eternity.
What brings you out to Asterdale, Sheriff?
First of all, I wanted to bring my condolences to your family, Miss Lucy. All of us Lynx are just heartbroken about it.
Thank you, Ralph. I appreciate it. We are all reeling from the loss. How's your own family? Sophie and the children?
They're doing fine. Felton got elected class president. We're real proud of that.
Oh, a right little politician. Mark my words, he'll be mayor someday.
When's the service going to be?
Saturday.
We'll need the whole force, Ralph. Highway patrol, police, every officer you got. Half the state's gonna be here and a right good part of D.C.
We'll keep it all under control, Morty. So, Eddie's back.
Yes.
How's the young Mrs. Blessing?
Devoted, apparently, but we didn't pick her for her brains. And you saw Eleanor. At least one good thing came out of the marriage.
And y'all think Eddie still suffers from his particular affliction?
We haven't seen anything to suggest otherwise.
Well, that's unfortunately what I came out here to talk to y'all about.
He's not been so quick.
No, Reverend, nothing like that. It's more complicated. It's more historic. It's about that that thing, that Louisiana thing.
Oh, yes, of course. Goodness. Reverend, I'm afraid Ralph has upset my plans for the day. Would you mind terribly escorting Ellie and Isabella down to town and lunch at the Mill King? I know they'd be appreciative. Assure them I'll see them at Siskin's at 2:30.
Of course. It would be my pleasure, Lucy. Anything at all.
Oh, bless you, Reverend.
Good day, Sheriff. Good day, Mortimer. Lucy.
What have you heard, Sheriff?
I got the call just this morning from New Orleans. The subject has checked out of the Hotel Provincial, luggage and all, picked up money at the Western Union, took a streetcar to the corner of St. Andrew Street, disembarked and walked on up to St. Mary's Street. There's a Plymouth dealership there named after that lefty, Mel Parnell.
From the Boston Red Sox?
Yes, but that don't factor. The subject stopped there and bought a brand new Plymouth Fury VIP. Our contact followed the car from the dealership to the Mississippi line.
And does our contact think we should expect a visitor?
It's a big country, Mrs. Blessing, but I'd bet my last dollar that Plymouth is headed this way.
Well, gentlemen, what was it General Patton said? May God have mercy on my enemies, because I won't.
Our story now shifts 4 days forward. It is Saturday, March 26th, the day of the funeral. Olive Rogers is placing ashtrays in the room for the gentlemen mourners. When she finishes, she checks to make sure that she is alone, takes out a cigarette, and lights it. She turns to the window and looks outside. Young Eleanor Blessing peeks into the library, and seeing that Olive's attention is elsewhere, she sneaks to the hidden door and tries to go inside. Olive turns and catches her.
Long as I can remember, y'all Blessing children got a fascination with what's behind that door.
I like to hide.
You like to spy, is what you like. Go on, get out of here. I got a house full of rich folk causing me trouble today, and you better not try to be one of them. Why ain't that door locked?
Daddy lost the key.
Lost? Don't let me catch you playing in there again. You hear?
Don't you think that smoking is a nasty habit, Olive?
Not near as nasty as nosy little white girls who won't do what they're told. Now get away from here.
Why aren't you ever nice to me, Olive? Our colored girl at home treats me real nice.
First of all, I ain't a colored girl. I'm a grown-up black woman. And second, I've got a job to do. I do that job. I do it well. But my job doesn't have a thing in the world to do with being nice to you. You got a mama and daddy. You want someone to be nice to you? Go see them. You want your bed made or your floor swept? You call me, as long as someone's paying. But don't expect me to smile and shuffle while I do it. Now go, before I tell old Miss Blessing about you in that hidey hole. Go.
Daddy, Olive is...
Run along now, honey. Olive has her hands full. Go on.
Yes, Daddy.
What a crowd, Olive.
Yes, sir. There's a lot of them.
It's a big day burying my daddy.
Yes, sir. I put the ashtrays out if you gentlemen cared to smoke.
Thank you, Olive. You always think of everything.
Just doing my job, Mr. Edward.
You know, Olive, now that my father's dead, it might be best if from now on you were to call me Mr. Blessing.
Of course, Mr. Blessing. Whatever you say, I'm happy to comply. Excuse me, Mr. Blessing. Oh, hello, Ms. Blessing.
Oh, here you are, Eddie. Your Aunt Lucy is looking for you.
And that's why I'm in here, drinking whiskey.
Eddie, don't drink. Not today, of all days.
Well, today, of all days, seems to me to be a wonderful day to drink.
Please, it's your daddy's funeral.
I'll toast to that.
And you're gonna have to carry him. Think of that. In front of all those important people. What if you drank so much you dropped him? What's so funny?
You.
What?
You say the most remarkable things.
You look very handsome this morning, Eddie. Like a man you can depend on. I remember when I met you for the first time, you'd come to Sweetbriar for a dance. A bunch of you Zebulon boys. Mortimer, Royce, remember? And I saw you and I thought, that there's a handsome man you can depend on. I don't know why you're so unhappy, Eddie. But I swear to God, I'd do anything, if I thought it would make it better.
Anything?
Anything.
Then go over there and pour me another scotch.
You know how much I don't want you to drink. But look at me, Eddie. I'll do anything.
Thanks.
Make that one your last one. Please.
Don't want to dump my daddy on the ground.
Are we staying here, Eddie? After the funeral?
Yes.
I hate it here. They all say such awful things.
About me?
Yes. You, me, they're just vicious.
What do they say?
Just nasty little petty things.
They're going to get theirs.
That's right. That's right, Eddie. Prove them wrong, baby. They are there. All of them out there. They're here to bury your daddy, yes, but they are also considering on whether or not to crown you. All of them will be watching. They will be following your every move. I understand if you don't love me anymore, Eddie. That happens, they say, sometimes between husbands and wives. Some of the girls at the country club talk about it as if it's the saddest thing in the world, but I understand it. I do. Folks change, I figure. God knows my mother and father were barely on speaking terms when they were behind closed doors, but they never forgot they were married. They never forgot us children, and they never, ever forgot their responsibility to uphold our family's name. So you don't have to love me, Eddie. Much as I wish you would, you don't have to. But I swear to God, there are so many people out there, important people right now, looking to you, to us, waiting to see the new Mr. Blessing and his queen. They are waiting to see if the rumors are true or if you're the kind of man you can depend on. Show them, Eddie. Let me help you show them. If you take me in your arms, Eddie, if you smile at me, if you are kind to me and touch me sweetly, you will be king. And they will love you.
Eddie, the governor is asking for you.
I'm tired of making excuses. Go out there and do your duty.
Of course, Aunt Lucy, I'm so sorry. Isabella here was just comforting me on the loss of my father. I've been in much despair, but my wife, she's a very wise woman. Mortimer, would you be so kind as to lead me to Dan?
Has he been drinking?
Oh, drink don't bother, Eddie.
I've heard that said about many men, and it has never once proved to be true.
Well, in this case, Aunt Lucy, me and Eddie are going to prove you dead wrong. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Come here, Isabella. You look like the cat who swallowed the canary. What have you been up to, you little fool?
Everyone in this family has always thought me a little fool. But Aunt Lucy Evans, I'm much stronger and smarter than you could
What
ever
have you done?
I told Edward that today was the day he becomes king.
Ah!
I told Edward that today was the day that he vanquished you.
Oh!
You have no idea, do you?
What?
What Edward is. You have no idea.
I know he is a good and decent man. He is a loving father, a devoted husband.
He is a drunk, vile, disgusting...
He's a full-blood blessing, and that's why you hate him. That's why you have always hated him.
Oh, hush now, you simpering little...
You have nothing, not a thing in the world to call your name but the dried-up hopes of an old widowed woman trying to squeeze what she can from a family that detests her. You're an imposter in this house. And when Eddie sits there in the big chair, where will you be, Aunt Lucy Evans? He will be king of this castle, and I can't wait till he kicks you out in the street.
Listen here, you simpering idiot. I'm going to let you in on a little secret about your wonderful husband. I'm going to finally tell you the truth about your king. This is the secret everybody in Hawboro knows. Everybody but ignorant little Isabella. Because if ignorant little Isabella had known this secret, how could the Blessing family ever have tricked her into marrying Eddie?
Dare say.
You're so smart and strong and full of nasty words to threaten me, but you listen, little lady. I am sick of your arrogance and ignorance.
Stop it, you're hurting me. Stop it.
Now, you listen to me. I'm only going to say this once. You listen close.
No, let me go. Let me go. Stop.
Mommy!
Come here, darling. Oh, your mother's just upset. There's something about a funeral that makes us all so emotional.
As Lucy comforts Eleanor, we come to the end of this part of Edward II. We hope to meet you back in Hawboro on Triad Stage's social distancing radio theater as a mysterious stranger from Louisiana arrives at Asterdale. I'm Preston Lane, producing artistic director of Triad Stage and the author of Edward II, and I want to thank you very much for listening. I also want to give a very special thank you to our artistic team, Sarah Hankins, Foley artist Keaton Brower, props master Andy Canning-Skinner, and our editor, Taylor Denkovich. The cast of this episode was Grace Bollinger as Eleanor Blessing, Brian Mullins as Mortimer Chestnut, Carol Michael Johnson as Sheriff Ralph Links, Cindy Strickland as Lucy Evans Blessing, Jeffrey West as the Reverend Barry Cantor, Melanie Matthews as Olive Rogers, Michael Newman as Edward Blessing II, and Abigail Wilson as Isabella Blessing. For more information about Hawboro, including a Blessing family tree, visit hawboro.org. To stay up to date on what Hawboro is doing right now, check out facebook.com/Hawboro. For more virtual content from Triad Stage, visit us on Facebook and Instagram @Triad Stage. Support for the arts is more vital now than ever, and your help is essential. Please like and share our virtual content to spread the word about how we are continuing conversations with our audience and community. To make a donation to support our continued work, you can visit our website at triadstage.org/support. Again, thank you for listening, and we'll see you back in Hawboro.